Hi everyone, Catherine here from Inky Finger Cat and Christmas in July, day number 13. I think that's where we're up to. I am filming a few of these in advance of the day that they are, partly because I'll have, by today, just returned from holiday, so I've been away for the last week. So this is done a bit ahead of schedule. So today's theme is Pretty Poinsettia, and I wanted to use that gorgeous little 2-layer waffle flower set, stencil set. So it's kind of like, it's layering, but it's not really, because they are two separate things. So I'm actually going in with stencil number 2 first, and I'm going in with the green. I think it's called Evergreen. Something along those lines. Might be wrong on that one. But anyway, that's a Concord 9th ink, and then I'm going to come in with real red using my Stampin' Up! Inks for the actual flower elements. So I go in quite heavy with it, and then I decide to do something a little bit daring. So I take the glitter glue that's from the Kingston Crafts glitter glue kit, and this is the red one. I think it's called Rosie, and I layer it across the top, and then I use the palette knife to drag it down. I do end up with it not quite enough, so I just have to come in from the edge for this side bit, and then smear that all over. Now, it's not really designed to be done like that, so it does seep out a little bit, but you know what, I think the end effect is really pretty, so I'm not bothered about the fact that it's not a perfect stencil image, because it almost gives it like a little soft hue around the flowers. I had taped off an element because the stencils are made kind of for American card sizes, and I want this to be a normal size card at the end. So when I say normal sized, I mean UK size A6, which is, I don't know what it is in inches, but it's around about 6x4, but it's not quite. It's 10.5 centimetres by 14.9 centimetres. What a random size that is. But yeah, so I did tape it off so that I'd still got a white outline all the way around. And then there was just a couple of little patches where I was like, oh, it's not really quite got glitter on that bit. It was just the glue, so I did just add those in. And then I set it aside, made tomorrow's video, did a little bit of drying with the heat tool, just on a gentle setting, not on the full setting. And then I came back to making this. So I actually made 3 cards in this evening session. It was after work. It was actually after tea. It wasn't even after work. It was after tea as well. I ended up making the 2 for tomorrow. Sneak peek. There's going to be 2 cards tomorrow. And then I'd also made this one. But because I had to let set aside to dry, I thought, well, I might as well keep on crafting. So I did. So I've decided at this point I want to use this Merry Christmas, that's one of the word art, I think they were called, stamps from Clarity Stamps. They're very old. I love the font on this, but it's quite a large sentiment. And they came in like big long 12-inch strips of stamps, so they're really awkward to kind of store. I went a little bit heavy with my embossing buddy there, and so it does slightly make the cardstock a little bit white. It's kind of grabbed hold of the powder. Originally I was going to do a circle sentiment, but then I ended up doing an oval. It takes me a little while to find the dies, sorry, but I decided it would be an oval shape. So I've taken the stitched die set from, again, a really old Stampin' Up! Sizzix type one, and I die cut it with the word embossed, and I'm umming and ahhing about placing it still. And then I went and did another version just so I could stack it up. Now I have to say I used totally the wrong kind of washi tape, and I didn't de-tack it first, and that is really cheap cardstock. It's not the best quality cardstock. It is fine. It will make a card blank. It is fine for die cutting a few bits out, but it doesn't pull apart if you've made a slight error and you need to take it up a bit. You're onto a loser with this one. There's absolutely nothing. It just sheds layers well and truly. So I decided I wanted to mount this. I have trimmed down that panel a little bit, and then I mount it and then trim it to a very fine border. But then as I end up deciding to make the card blank out of the same dark green, I needn't have bothered really doing that mount. it's fine. It strengthened it, and I have to say, because it was a bit warped, the cardstock, because I'd put that glitter glue on it with it being a wet medium, and it certainly isn't a watercolour kind of cardstock, so it had warped a little bit, so it did need strengthening. So actually probably was a good idea to have put that matte on it anyway, even if you can't see it on the final card. Really doesn't stand out. Because of all the glitter in the background, I decided it doesn't need a huge amount, but I decided, oh yeah, it's a dark green card, and because it's quite a fragile cardstock, I did put a cardstock insert, not just a paper insert. Anyway, going back to the front of it, I decided it didn't really need much, so I just put some little silver gems on. 5 silver gems around the sentiment. I decided that that was done. So really pretty, especially with all that shimmery glitter in it. I don't think the photos quite do it justice, but I think you can probably see there the sort of like the almost the halo around the glitter glue where it just sort of seeped out. But I think it looks really pretty, so I'm really not bothered. If I was bothered, I'd have thrown it away because it's just a piece of paper. But no, I decided I'd persevere because I quite liked it. So I hope you enjoyed that. Please do like, subscribe, and until next time, bye-bye.